is Octavia Miller. I am a first-year dental student. So I wanted to start today off with asking you all some questions to see what you know, or who you know more so. It's kind of a pixelated picture, but can anybody tell me who this is?
Michael Jordan.
Correct, it's Michael Jordan. And do you know where Michael Jordan is from? Yes, Michael Jordan is from Wilmington, North Carolina, actually. So how about this guy? Yeah, J. Cole. And where's J. Cole from? Fayetteville, yes. All right, then I have one more. It's a little bit trickier, but you may or may not know. Anybody know who this is? So this is Nia Franklin. She was actually Miss America in 2019, and she is from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I actually had the great pleasure to go to college with her, so I'm pretty proud of that. And then I have one more, but who's this?
The baby.
The baby? Yeah. This is the baby, and where is he from? Yes, he is from Charlotte, North Carolina. So I know by this time you're asking me, like, why am I asking you about superstars or athletes or people that we don't know? We're here for medicine. And so the thing is that we have superstars, right, amongst our eyes. They're from here, they're from where we're from. We just kind of have to seek them and know them. So while we're talking about superstars, here I am. I am from Warsaw, North Carolina. It's a very, very small town in the middle of nowhere. There are actually more pigs than people, so that's pretty incredible. But digging into why we're actually here, talking about medicine, in Warsaw, which is in Duplin County, there are 58,000 people. And of those 58,000 people, only 10% of them have a college degree or higher. So that essentially means that 5,800 people went to college and came back and are there. And if you could imagine, of those 5,000 something people, how many of them actually look like me? There are 500 women and 100 men that are in Duplin County that have a college degree or higher. So you can imagine, as I was growing up there in this small town, I didn't have anyone to look up to. So I had to make up in my head who I wanted to be and how I wanted to make a difference. So I decided that I wanted to be a dentist in about 8th grade. I had friends that were picked on because they had butter teeth or they had gaps. It was why it's Mississippi River. And so I said, well, if I can fix their smile and make them happy and get them more friends, then they could smile at more people. Then they could smile at their mama, and then their mama would be happy, and then she would smile at more people at the grocery store. And then I've saved the world basically just by fixing a smile, right? Mm-hmm. So I started shadowing in about 8th grade. Mind you, I still didn't know any dentists that looked like me, but I still went for it. And I went into high school, did well, and I went to East Carolina University for undergrad. So at East Carolina, I majored in health services management and minored in business administration. But that's quite different compared to most of my peers who major in biology because you want to have a strong science background. But I chose health services management because I was scared, honestly. It was my backup plan. I could just go and be an administrator at a nursing home like my mom and be fine, just in case this dental thing didn't really work out. My scared self, it actually worked out for the best, having a business background in dentistry, since that's not exactly taught in school. But in undergrad is where I hit my first bump in the road. So I had to work a lot in undergrad. At one point, I actually had 5 jobs at one time. And so my transcript also said I worked 5 jobs at one time. And I didn't do bad. I didn't do bad at all, but I did average. And dental school is not looking for B average students. They're looking for your elite student. So nonetheless, I still was like, I know some people at the dental school. They know I'm a good person. They're going to look out for me. I just got to take this test because, the test can override your average transcript. And so it's the DAT, which is equivalent to the SAT for undergrad. I studied for about 2 weeks. I looked online. I was like, I know some hydrogen, some oxygen. I can do this. But on average, people study about 3 months for it. So I was lazy. I rushed the process and everything else. So I applied to dental school in 2017 with my average transcript and my average DAT score, and I didn't get in. I didn't get in at all. Like, nowhere. No one even wanted to interview me to see what I was all about. So then that led me at Barry University, where I had to go improve myself, redeem myself that I actually am a smart person and I can do this, right? So at Barry, I did a master's in biomedical science. This meant I moved 13 hours away from home, from my family, and my one job was to come back with a dental school acceptance. Luckily, Barry forced me to be the person that I always knew I could be, but was too lazy to. And so I focused, I put my head down, and I came back. So not only did I come back to North Carolina with a dental school acceptance, I had multiple acceptances and multiple scholarship offers. But to do that, I had to become a whole new person, a new focused person. So in between my time of my first application in 2017 and my new application in 2019, the things I did differently was I took it seriously. I took myself seriously. I took the process and knew that nothing worth having was not worth working for. Something like that. My mom was really mad at me because I actually had to spend this extra money. I had to move a whole nother state. It was quite an investment, but turned out to be worth it. And I made up my mind, and I shut everything else down. So if it did not have to do with getting into dental school for 2 years, Octavia was not doing it. And which is way different from undergrad, where I was doing everything under the sun, literally. So I like to say that the one thing about my journey into dental school is perseverance. Does anyone know what that word means?
Just like digging through something, knowing you can do it, keep trying no matter how hard it is.
Absolutely. So dictionary says it's persistence in doing something despite difficulty or delay in achieving success. To me, it simply means never giving up. Don't give up no matter what happens, if it's going good, if it's going bad. This is why your perseverance matters. There are only 3% of dentists in, I think, the nation that identify as African American, and these guys are changing that narrative. Fortunately, 2 of them are actually my classmates. In my class of 51 people, there are 8 people that look like me, and 2 of them are men. So this is exactly why we need you to not give up. We need you to make it up in your head that you're really going to do this, and no matter what happens, you persevere. So if you would like to connect with me outside of this, I can always be reached at Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest at Becoming Doctor, where I share lots of motivational nuggets or what dental school is like on a day-to-day basis. I'm always here for questions. I would love to connect with you in every kind of way. So, thank you.